For today's lesson, you will need your research sheet from yesterday's lesson, the information book template or some paper to make your own information book, the Year 2 Common Exception word mat and the Mini Beast word mat, which you will find underneath this video, some paper and a pencil. Pause the video and get those things now. Hello Year 2, welcome back to Lesson 2. So we're going to start today by having a look at some of our Year 2 Common Exception words. And as you know, these are words that we need to know how to spell by the end of the year. So I've chosen 4 words for us today. I've chosen the words any, after, because and beautiful. And we're going to play a little game to practice spelling these words. You will need your paper and your pencil to play this game, so get those things ready now. Ready? Fantastic. So we're going to start with the word any. Have a look at the word and look at the letters and take a picture in your head. And we're going to see how many times we can write this word in 30 seconds. And I've got a timer to time us. So are you ready? And go. Oh, 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. And time's up. Stop. How many times did you manage to write the word any? And make sure that you got the letters correct. Okay, let's have a look at our next word. The word after. Have a look at the word. It's got 5 letters. Take a picture in your head and get yourself ready to see how many times you can write this word in 30 seconds. Are you ready? And go. And 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. And time's up. Time to stop. How many times did you write the word after? Count them up. Did you write more of after or more of any? Let's have a look at our next word. So our next word is the word because, and we definitely use this word lots in our writing. So have a look at the word because. Remind yourself of how to spell it and get yourself ready to see how many times you can write it in 30 seconds. Are you ready? And go. Ten seconds left. 5 seconds left. And time's up. Stop. How many times did you write the word because? Now, because is a much longer word than after and any, so I don't think you'll have managed to write as many as the others, but maybe you have. Maybe you've got faster. Okay, the last word we're going to have a go at is the word beautiful. And we do use this word lots in our writing as well. So have a look at it. It's got lots of letters. Take a picture in your head and get yourself ready. How many times do you think you're going to write this in 30 seconds? Are you ready? And go. Ten seconds left. 5 seconds left. And time's up. Well done. Count up how many times you wrote the word beautiful. Well done. Which word did you write the most of? Okay, so today we are going to use our research that we did in yesterday's lesson to create our information book. But before we can start writing our information book, we need to know what an information book includes. Let's have a look. This is a fact file that we looked at yesterday when we were doing our research. Let's have a look at how it's set out. So the first thing it's got is a title. It's also got a picture. The writing is set out in different sections for the different information, and each section has got its own heading, which is called a subheading. So we need to include these things in our own writing. Okay, so we've had a look at what some information writing needs to include. So now we can start to make our books. You can print off the template on the website, or you can make your own book using paper that you've got at home. It doesn't matter. I have started my book. I've been doing some research on some snails. So on the front cover of my book, I have put the title. So I have put the title as All About Snails. And then I've printed off some pictures of snails to add to my front cover, and I've put them up here and down here. You can print off pictures of your mini beast that you have done research about, or you can draw pictures. It's up to you how to make your front cover look good. So when you've done your front cover, then you can start to do your information writing inside. So if we look at our research sheet that we did yesterday, we had 4 sections. We had appearance, food, habitat, and interesting facts. Today we're going to do our writing about 2 of those sections. We're going to do some writing about our mini beast's appearance, and we're going to do some writing about our mini beast's food, what it likes to eat. And then in tomorrow's lesson we will do the other 2 sections. So I have started to do some writing for the appearance section of my information writing book. I'm going to read you what I've written so far. So I've put my subheading, which is appearance, and then I've written some sentences using my research sheet. So on my research sheet I had drawn a picture of a snail, and I had labelled the different parts, and I had written a few keywords around to remind me of the things that I'd found out. And then I put them together into some sentences on my board. So let's have a look at the sentences I've written. Snails have a shell and a foot. They have eyes too. They leave slime on the ground. So what do you think about my writing? What things do you think are good? And what do you think could make my writing better? Pause the video now and have a think about what you think, or you could talk to your grown-up. Okay, what did you think? What do you think's good about my writing? I think what's good about my writing is that I've remembered my capital letters. So I'm going to give myself a little tick for all of the things that I've remembered. So here I've remembered my capital letter at the start. And then we know that capital letters always need to come after a full stop. So there's a full stop, and I've remembered my capital letter after my full stop. So I'm going to give myself another tick. There's another full stop here. So I'm going to give myself another tick because I've remembered the capital letter here. Another good thing that I think about my writing is that I've remembered all my full stops. So I'm going to give myself a tick for all my full stops. I haven't done lots and lots and lots of writing and missed them all out, because we need our full stops so that we can take a breath when we're reading our writing back. What else is good about my writing? I can see I've made one of my sentences a bit longer by using a conjunction. I've used the conjunction and. So I've made my sentence longer and made it more interesting. So I'm going to give myself a tick for using a conjunction. What else is good about my writing? Well, I have joined up my writing. So I have tried to make my writing look neat. So I might just give myself a tick at the bottom because all of my letters and all of my writing have been joined up. What could make my writing better? Because there are some things that I have missed out of my writing that could make it better. I haven't used any adjectives. And adjectives make our writing sound more interesting. And although I have used a conjunction, I have used the word and, I haven't used any other conjunctions, and we know lots of conjunctions. We know the conjunctions and, but and or. And we also know these conjunctions. These are our subordinating conjunctions: because, if, that and when. But I haven't used any more of these in my writing. So I think I need to have another go and make my writing a little bit better. Will you help me? Right, let's have a go at making my writing a little bit better. I've cleaned my board and I've got some things to help me. I've got the conjunctions to remind me to use them. I've also got a word mat that has some adjectives to describe different mini beasts, so I can try to put some adjectives into my writing too. And I've also got my common exception word mat, just in case I need to use it to check any of my spellings. So we're going to write the part about the appearance. We're going to write the section about the appearance of a snail. So I need to put my subheading first. And before, my subheading just said appearance. I did think actually that was a little bit boring. So maybe I need to have a little bit of a better subheading. So I'm going to have a little think about what subheading would be a bit more interesting. Have a think yourself. Have you had an idea? I have too. I'm going to put my subheading as a question. I'm going to put, what do snails look like? And then because it's a question, I need to finish it with a question mark. I think that heading sounds better than just the word appearance. So now I can start to write my sentences. I need to use my research sheet just to remind me of the things that I found out. So I found out that snails have shells. So I'm going to write about that first. So capital letter, because I'm starting my sentence. Snails have a. Now I could write snails have a shell, But I need to remember to put in some adjectives. So I could put snails have a big shell, although I want to use a word that's a bit better than big. I think I might use the word large. So snails have a large, I might use more than one adjective. Snails have a large, and if I do use more than one adjective, I need to put in a comma. Snails have a large, hard shell. Now, I want to think about whether I can add a conjunction into this sentence to make it a bit longer. So far I've got snails have a large, hard shell. I think I can use the conjunction that. Snails have a large, hard shell that protects them from other animals. So let's look at what we've got so far. We've written snails have a large hard shell that protects them from other animals. So I've remembered my capital letter. I've remembered some adjectives. I've remembered to put in my comma when I'm making a list. I've remembered to use a conjunction, that. I've remembered my full stop, and I've remembered my joined up handwriting. Let me think of my next sentence. I'm going to look at my research piece of paper so I can remember the things that I found out. Right, next then I'm going to write about the foot of the snail. So I'm going to start, I've finished my sentence, so I need to start my sentence again with a capital letter. So I'm going to put a capital T. They also have a, now I could say they also have a foot, but I need to remember to include some adjectives. So I'm going to put they also have a long grey foot. And again, remembering that when I'm writing a list, I need to remember to put in my comma. They also have a long grey foot which they use to move. Put a full stop because I've finished saying what I need to say. So let's check that sentence. It begins with a capital letter. It has a full stop at the end. It has some adjectives. It has a comma. When I'm making a list, I've used my joined up handwriting. So now I'm ready to write my next sentence. Now I was going to write about the snail's eyes. So I'm going to write about the eyes next. So I've got my full stop, so I need to remember to put the capital letter. They have small eyes. I wonder if you can think of an even better word for small. We could use the word tiny. They have tiny eyes. Now I need to see if I can use another one of my conjunctions to make my sentence longer. I think I'm going to use the word but. So they have tiny eyes, but they can't see very well. Full stop. So again, let's check the good things I've done in my sentence. I've put a capital letter. I've used an adjective. I've used a conjunction. I've used the word but. I've put my full stop on the end. I've used my join up handwriting. And in this sentence, I've also used a contraction, can't, and I've remembered to put in my apostrophe in between the N and the T, where the missing letters go. And I filled up my board, and I have got lots more to write about. So I will have to write about it in my book. So I think it's now time for you to have a go. So in your information books today, I would like you to do the cover with your title and some pictures, and then inside I would like you to do 2 sections. I would like you to do a section about the appearance of your mini beast, and I would like you to do a section about what your mini beast likes to eat. And when you're writing your sentences today, try and think about them just as I was doing as I was writing, and make sure you include all of those good things that we've been learning about. Have fun creating your books today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for lesson 3. Bye!